Good evening. Hello. How's everybody doing this evening? Good. We're just waiting for Steve.
That's the first time that I've walked out first, and I've got to say, I'm not doing it again, because that level of applause, I was like, here we go, first one out, this is going to be amazing. Went out, all right, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I think the kind of... Oh, sorry, I'll move towards the microphone. Yeah, the applause really started when I appeared, I think.
It really did, though.
I like that you were like, come on, Gav, let's go out. And you're like, are you joking? Like, the idea that you were going to have to walk onto a stage first, you were just like...
Yeah, it was weird.
It is weird. It is weird.
Before we start, did anyone actually bring any milk? Did anyone see the tweet and bring some milk? Fuck.
That is a dramatic social media fail. There must be some milk downstairs in the bar. They've got a kitchen.
Doesn't matter. It's going to make...
They make mashed potatoes.
It's going to make what comes later even harder.
Oh, I feel bad, though, because you're going to die.
It's all right.
You're going to physically die.
So we're basically
right.
just padding until Steve turns up.
Padding.
So
Who came the furthest tonight? Huh?
We've got someone from up the north in Preston. Where is he? There you are. That's why I come early to talk to people, to get some facts. It's like,
Filler facts.
Look, you've got a bottle of Carver this evening.
Yeah.
What are you celebrating?
Cop this noise. I'm celebrating just the desire to get drunk every day of my life.
It's a great day for it. It's a Monday.
Oh, who's that? Hello.
Hey, Steve.
Carrying pints as black and white as your outfit.
Have you had your hair done?
I've just come from a sermon.
How was it?
It was good. It was good. Did some prayers. Said grace. Is that a thing you do at church?
No, not really.
Passing on a bag of crackers.
Genuflected. Oh, there was so much genuflection.
Did you prostrate yourself in front of the Lord God?
I'm constantly prostrate.
I just remember that genuflection is just like a holy lunge, isn't it? There's not really much of a difference.
You got to do that bam, bam, bam.
Oh, yeah, of course. The bam, bam, bam. What is that?
The old bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. That's what I call it.
You do a lunge with it, right, don't you?
Yeah, you got to lunge, so God knows you mean it.
Right, regular features episode number...
Yeah. 100 and something.
76.
It doesn't matter, does it?
It's an episode.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
shall I kick it off with a feature?
Yes.
Fucking hell, straight in there.
Right, why not? Well, not really straight in there. We did have to preamble for about 5 to 6 minutes while...
Was it really 5 to 6 minutes? It flew by from my point of view.
Okay, so...
Oh, sorry, I will say, if anyone does go to the bar in the middle
Get
of all
some
this,
milk.
and there's some milk down there, I'll give you a badge if you bring some milk.
Why are you drinking milk?
Why not?
You'll see. But he does actually need some milk.
Okay.
So... And I could do with another pint.
Of milk?
No.
Of milk?
Well, somebody
Sponsored
say
by milk tonight.
Welcome to the milkiest episode of regular features yet.
So milky.
Cows.
That's a callback to another episode of the show.
Two guys in the front, but fucking yes.
Oh, brilliant.
Yes.
That's brilliant.
Everyone likes milk jokes. So, yeah, a few of you might know it's been another sad week. I know I keep having sad features where I talk about sad things, but obviously it's really sad this week that Terry Wogan died this week, or as my mum called him. I'm not sure. The more I think about it, I'm not sure if it's okay or not, but she used to call him Wogbag.
What?
Oh, no.
I know, right?
I was leaning backwards and checking my script. She called him what?
Wogbag.
Wogbag.
As in Wogan, but I kind of almost tweeted about that and then was like,
Yeah, no.
I think I'm just going to put that on the back burner and just say it in a live podcast which goes on the internet.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
I think that's all right.
It's definitely not all right.
It's definitely naive, but it's not all right.
Okay.
Anyway, it's sad. Obviously, Wogan had a massive influence on our culture. He did a lot of children in need stuff. He was mad into orgies. Mad into them. He was actually doing
love
that.
an orgy.
He was doing orgies probably more often than he was children in need.
He wasn't doing children.
Yeah.
That was not me. That was you.
That's a good thing, Matt.
That was the priest. That was the priest, not me. Always the fucking same. Jesus. That doesn't undo it.
Goodness.
That doesn't undo it. We've been through this.
Steve, you have to say bang, bang, bang. Otherwise.
Give him the bang, bang, bang.
So anyway, yeah, the main thing I realised is he was a radio legend, and his breakfast show.
You've just realised that, have you?
Now that he's dead.
I just sat up in bed this morning, upright.
This is even more impressive than your opinion that David Bowie's death made you slightly sad, even though you didn't like his music that much.
It's like the main thing I realise is that he's dead.
I'm all about hot takes, all right? Now listen, I kind of figured that we've got to fix this hole in the world. And the only way we can do that, of course, is by launching a brand new breakfast radio show, which is going to be the best fucking breakfast radio show ever.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, you're listening to Radio 2. You've just been listening to some... Well, hang on, who put the script?
Oh, script. Hang on, do you want me to hand it to you? There you go, we got it.
Let's start that again.
Smooth radio.
You're listening to the smoothest radio station on the radio stations. You've just been listening to Bang Out Your Best Gabber at the Crack of Dawn, hosted as always by Sue Perkins. Up next, Log, Steve, Matt and Gavin too. We hope you've made some space for a regular features breakfast.
Regular features for breakfast, baby. Put a croissant in your mouth.
Hello and welcome to the Regular Features Breakfast Show. Put a croissant in your mouth. We've made you some toast.
Put it in your mouth!
We've made you some eggs.
Put them in your mouth!
We've made you some coffee.
Put it in your mouth!
We've cooked you up half a litre of beans.
We most certainly have. My name's John the Blythe Lockatron Loggins, and I'm joined as ever by Matt Fatty Fat Lees.
What did I tell you? I've been laying off the pork log.
Oink, 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 oink. Ooh, Annie, you fucking pig.
Who let that rabble in? It's a bit early for a sausage party, isn't it? How about you let us know how early is too early for a sausage party? Sorry. Reading this blind is quite hard to gauge the end of the sentence. I'm sorry. Is it rude to invite actual living pigs to a sausage party? Or do they enjoy a euphemism as much as anyone? Even if even if at the potential expense of their own life. That's a lot of prepositions altogether.
Sorry.
And the lines are open, so give us a call!
That's right, and in just a few minutes we'll have Mystic Gav answering your questions live. Got a problem in your love life? Haunted by a ghost? Let Mystic Gav roll up his sleeves, warm up his hands, and get straight to work on that troublesome spooky.
What's that noise, Matt? Sounds like severe traffic on the A90X to Bridgespester.
I'm not qualified to make that kind of assertion, Log, but I know a man who Ruddy, well, is.
Excuse me, sir, would you happen to know anything about the traffic? No, I don't, but I know a man who does. His name is Traffic Stephen.
Hello, boys and girls and car drivers. It's time for your daily do's and don'ts when it comes to choosing the road of your dreams. The K64-2 winch fluster is clogging, with packed vehicles running right back to the outer bounds of Norwich. Meanwhile, in travel, the bus service from Trump has been terminally delayed. The authorities will spend the rest of the morning visiting the families of passengers involved. There's a red car on the Porting bypass to Swans moving at approximately 40 miles an hour. I can see it now because we've got a helicopter that's got a good camera. It's amazing the quality of cameras these days. It's a tiny little thing, but I can see the traffic ever so clearly. I imagine it was probably made in China. This red car I can see is really cool, though. I'd love to have a car like that. Now for the forecasts. Vehicles are going both up and down most of the roads in Britain, and will likely continue through to the evening. On to tomorrow's traffic forecast. It's Wheels Within Wheels with Mystic Gav.
Wheels within wheels.
Oh, yes! What's going on?
Nobody knows what's going on with the traffic tomorrow, except for Mystic Gav.
I am Mystic Gav. When I close my eyes, I see nothing but cars. Tomorrow there will be no traffic, but a great misfortune will fall upon your car. It looks like a vengeful spirit has played havoc with your ignition. It's going to cost, I'm afraid. We'll have to get the parts shipped in from Germany. Pour 2 pints of holy water into the car's radiator before you go to bed tonight, and leave a dish on the bonnet with a little pie and a couple of carrots. Never forget a treat for Mystic Gav. These are my words. Hear them and heed them.
Thanks, Mystic Gav, especially the point about holy water, which I didn't even know I was going to come as a priest, so that really works very well. Now, finally, we're back to the helicopter, and I can see a blue Nissan Micra. Shitty colour, shitty car. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Steve! And now we're joined in the studio by Steve, who's going to tell us a little about the hot new craze that's sweeping the nation.
That's right, Log. Thanks for letting me out of the traffic studio. Set to be 2016's must-have Christmas craze, it's flumping.
That's right. So, people are already dating and meeting up for fun using their internet-enabled smartphones, but flumping takes things one step further with the addition of flan.
That's right. You've met somebody on Tinder. You've taken them home. You've hibernated with your lover through the cold months of Crangle. But now the frost has thinned, and it's time to move on, sister.
So, and I might be getting this wrong, but flumping is the process of dumping someone, but with a flan?
That's right. That's exactly it. It's easy. It's fun. It's safe. Just flump and move on.
But is it safe? And that's this morning's hot topic.
Do you know who's wrong today?
It's not that simple.
Do you know who's right today?
It's quite complicated.
Do you know who knows the things to say? We do.
Hot topic.
Hot topic.
Flumping. You've had enough. It's time to move on. Don't say it with words. Say it with pudding. Drop a flan on their face. Kiss them once. On the cheek. Save yourself and your partner from a catalogue of tears.
It sounds so safe and so simple, so what's the problem?
The problem is 6 people are dead.
Let me stop you there, Matt. This is obviously a tragedy, but this really comes down to a matter of education. The government needs to make it clear to people that flumping is only safe when using an approved light dessert-based flan. We've got people out there using heavier desserts, or even quiche.
Oh, yes, I've heard about this. The mother of 6 from the outer bounds of Norwich who killed her husband with an oversized tart.
Quiche. It was a quiche, but she'd adapted the recipe.
Yes. Yes. So instead of using lardons of bacon...
She'd used full-sized bricks. It's a tragedy. But just as with 2015's Put a Gun in Your Mouth for Charity challenge, you just have to accept that sometimes things go wrong.
Well, the papers have already made their decision. The Sun says today on the front page, enough is enough. You've had your flun.
Nice.
And they've done a Photoshop mock-up of the man who killed 4, in which his face has been merged with an image of a souffle. It's a cheese souffle, I think. On Daily Mail are blaming the French, and The Guardian has a 16-page glossy pull-out section about the sadness of a culture in which we can't express our feelings without physically smashing someone in the face with a dessert.
Not enough people laughed that you've had your flun. I'm sorry.
No, I heard a particularly sincere laugh from the back. Well, let us know what you think. 0800 464 62195 4567 0012. My name is John Blythe, and those are some of my favourite PIN numbers.
Thanks, Log.
Steve, with all due respect, you're the guy who does the traffic, so can you get the fuck out of my studio? Now let's take some of your calls, poking through the ether with Mystic Gav.
Mystic Gav, Mystic Gav, Mystic Gav. At touch with the spirits, at one with the ghost, solving our lives. Mystic.
Steve, why are you looking at me as if I know what's coming next?
Mystic Gav. He's fantastic. We've got some callers online. Does anyone have any questions they'd like to ask Mystic Gav? Any problems with their life? Any problems with anything? Were you ready for this? Asks somebody.
Well, it sounds like you're at a point in your life where you're struggling with an unpleasant spirit. An unwanted phantom that keeps popping up when you least expect it and can't be flippantly bashed away, no matter how vigorous your efforts are. In my business, we have a term for these. Spookies. Sometimes it's best to leave a spooky alone and hope that it goes away naturally.
It's good advice. It's good advice. Just let it fade. Any other questions? When will Daddy get back, Gav?
Definitely another spooky problem. I'd say that your best bet is to admit to yourself and those close to you that you're currently harbouring a spooky, and just do your best to work with that spooky until it transforms into something more productive.
It's good advice.
It is.
A final question? Anyone? Why is it oozing?
Good question.
Good question. Sometimes you need help from other people with a spooky. I know this might sound mad, but ghosts are actually afraid of saliva. So if you can just temporarily pop that spooky into my mouth and work it around till something happens for one of us, or both of us, or the ghost, I suppose. I don't know.
And that's all we have time for today on Regular Feature for Breakfast. And now up next we have Helmer Question Time. And that's it!
Yay!
I've never felt more like a part of something professionally produced.
Yeah.
I made all of those jingles in an hour.
That was brilliant.
That was fantastic.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys think so.
That's good.
That's all that matters to me.
Not the people who've paid a tenner to be here. You idiots. Should we do a jingle? Does anyone would like to hear a jingle?
Oh. Did we do Cantina?
Yes, a new one.
That's a new
And
one.
I remember it, but I remember doing the Star
Did you
Wars.
do
episode.
that? You did.
Regular features. Regular features. These are piss easy. Why don't we do more of them?
What do you mean, bad scripts?
Well, that's you just made 10 jingles in an hour. Why we should?
I know. You know what it is? It's because they've updated the GarageBand app, and you can do really easy things way easier now.
Tell me more.
It's got like a thing with buttons. I'll tell you afterwards. It's quite tedious, but
Okay.
that's the answer basically.
Well, who's next then?
And now it's time for Steve's regular feature. Steve's a priest now.
Hey!
Hey! As you all know, I love God.
Bang, 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 bang.
I love praying. I've already spoken of my love of genuflection.
And your love of prostates.
And, you know, there's so much to love about God. Did you know God's main enemy is called Satan?
Main.
The asshole who
God
sins.
boss.
And, you know, I've learned a lot about God because I've been speaking to God. God's been speaking to me. He's been speaking through me. And we're going to speak to him today if my phone works.
Oh, great!
Okay, well, so hey God, are you there, God? Open with Google Play Music or podcast?
There's no
He works
internet
in the
connection
serious
right
way.
now because
God,
What? Say,
that was Satan's voice. That was absolutely Satan.
God
That was
speaks
so-
in
that was
mysterious
not
ways
cool.
now. He's just a mysterious guy
yes. Yes, I'm here. I'm God. I am here, and I'm also everywhere. I'm omnipresent. I am omnipotent. I'm omnidirectional. And I'm so glad to be here today in the Canal Cafe Theatre.
That was lovely. Thanks, God. That's,
I hate the fact I'm such a smart ass. I wanted to go, he's omnicognizant. I know the third one.
yeah, so I guess it was so glad that you're here, God, and I thank you so much for your time.
Hey, don't even mention it, buddy. I've got time coming out my ears. I'm God, and time has no concept to me. I'm not bound by the human concept of time. I have infinities of time stretching out left, right, and center. Like, I've got so much time. And I've got so much time for you, Stephen, because you are just a really good guy. You are a top priest. You are a fantastic friend to the regular features team. You're handsome. You're pretty. You're from Dublin City. And, I just think you deserve a massive round of applause because you are just a bloody brilliant man all round. Thank you, Steve.
You even started your own clapping sound to trigger that.
No, he didn't.
Oh,
It was God.
God was clapping.
Sorry. I think
Oh
God.
my God, sorry,
How
I'm lifting
dare
the
you.
veil on creation.
I think God really swung that one back round again because he was sounding quite offensive at first. He was like, "I've got infinite time." It's like, well, this is kind of like me for coffee doesn't mean much anymore, does it? You know.
Now we've got a hotline to God. I think if it's okay with you, God, we're going to ask you some questions.
That's a really good question, Log.
No.
So you don't just run up to God and say no like that.
God gets a bit confused sometimes, right?
Well,
There we go. No, God, we're going to ask you some questions, yeah? Yeah?
Absolutely. Anything for you, anything for the regular features team by extension, those guys are all right by me. Just, fire away. Go for it. What's the first question? Give it to me. Hit me. Hit me with your rhythm stick. Hit me. Hit me. Hit me.
I've just realised that I haven't told you the
Are
questions.
you going to
need
make?
ask.
I was going to say, are you going to make me improvise a question, Steve?
Log, could you ask God why you didn't know the lyrics to hit you with your rhythm stick?
Dear God, why didn't you know the full lyrics to hit me with your rhythm stick?
if you're so omniscient.
If you're so omniscient.
That's a really good question, Log. While I appeared to forget the lyrics, I actually do know them. I just decided not to say them then. But the lyrics are Jesus. Jesus, come here. Come here. What's the lyrics that comes after the hit me with the rhythm stick? No, hit me with your what did you know when I do? What is it? That makes no sense. I can't tell them that. What? That's okay. Right. Okay. Yes, I've got it. Yes, it's hit me with your rhythm stick. It's nice to be a lunatic, but that's problematic in my eyes, which is why I didn't say it. I wanted to avoid stigmatizing mental illness, which is what that word does. And you putting me on the spot like that and making me say it, I feel was rather sinful. And let me just check. Yes, you're going to hell now. Okay, next question, please.
Bruised.
Matt, could you ask God? Could you just ask him what heaven's like, please?
Yeah, sounds. Yeah. God, what's it like? What's heaven like?
Heaven. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Heaven is bloody. It's just fantastic. I mean, that's such a great question. What is heaven like? What is it like in heaven? Well, where do you start? Clouds, lots of clouds. You wear white robes everywhere you go. Sometimes you see a bird, and we all have those really long sort of trumpets. We blow on those from time to time. That's fun. If you're a baby and you're dead and you go to heaven, you get a little harp, and you get to play that. You get to play a harp for a while. What else? Orgies. Yeah. Well, we just fuck all the time in heaven. That's totally cool up here. I mean, yeah, it's just great.
There you go. That's a bit of insight into heaven from God himself.
Awesome.
I can't wait. I'm really sorry you're not going to be there, Log.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm fine. Terry Wogan, I'm his +1.
Does it work like that?
Yeah.
I think he has to come out and get you. And I'm not sure.
What if a wog
that
bag doesn't
works.
get into
I don't think you can call him
Just made
that.
me say wogbag
His
by
mum
repeating
says
it.
Yeah, but I might need to talk to him about that.
I'm sorry, Steve. It's time for me to go. Terry Wogan has just arrived in heaven. He has a raging erection because he's heard of all of the orgies that we have here.
Yes, the orgies.
And yeah, I'd better go see to him personally. Thank you for having me here at the Canal Cafe Theatre. I'll see you in heaven when you die. Log, I'm sorry, you're still going to hell. Everyone else,
sorry, I forgot about
mixture of heaven and hell. It's looking 60-40 in favour of hell.
for everyone
I
else.
can't tell you personally which way you're going, but I think you probably know yourself. That's it for me. Jesus says hello. David Bowie says hello. Cilla Black says hello. Lemmy from Motorhead says hello. Who else? Hitler, Mussolini, Princess Diana. Jimmy Savile.
It's a real mixed bag up in heaven, isn't it?
God, who else is dead? Rolf Harris? No. Let me just check. Nope, not Rolf Harris. I don't know. Bloody Winston Churchill. But he's also here as well, right? But bye.
Oh, well, that's all from God. Thank you. That's one of the the highlights of being a priest is getting to chat with the big guy himself.
On your phone, it's like Tinder, but you always swipe right for God, or is it left? I haven't done it yet. Is it? Which one
You can
is it?
swipe up. You give him a super like.
Hey, I was saying, if you don't super like God, I think you're going to hell.
There's a I'm out.
What's a super like? Genuine
What's a
question.
super like?
I should have asked
I'm
God.
not the only person. I'm like, Jesus, I don't know.
You only get 5 a day, I think. And it means
make God one of them.
Yes, well, thank you. That's my feature about God, in which I'm a priest.
Oh, wow.
I enjoyed that.
Thank you.
Should we do another jingle?
I'm really looking forward to
No, all right.
No, I just I'm still bathing in the light of God, Gav. You've got to take these chances when they're available,
of course, sorry.
when they're splayed out in front of you,
Yeah.
like God.
Like God.
It's a rare opportunity.
Why did
Yeah.
you ask him a question?
Well, I ran out of time, didn't I?
Maybe ask him a question now, and maybe I'll answer you in your dreams, like God does.
Why didn't anyone bring me any milk? Shut up.
Yeah, that's like,
She's worked it out.
She knows. She knows it's good.
she's God. She was just throwing her voice.
Off that. Sorry, you pointed at something for the benefit of the
Off of the speakers.
Okay. Should we do a jingle then?
Yeah.
Yes.
What jingle should we do?
Let's make one up.
Reg.
Regular features are really nice time.
Regular features.
Log and Matt
Regular
and Gavin
features.
Sublime.
So,
Fantastic.
that was worthy of fucking Mary Poppins, that one.
Start flying around.
Well, I don't. What? Sorry, what are you going to say?
I was
Matt?
I was going to say he's going to start flying around in a fucking umbrella soon.
Just mutter into the microphone.
Angry
While someone's talking.
It was a sentence I gave up on because I saw he'd started to talk.
Are we
and
not
then he
friends anymore?
dragged it back out of the fucking
This
mud.
is my favourite of any podcast. Like things are falling apart.
The mask slips. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I recently found out that my grandmother's mother died in a fucking shit way. I just said
That awkward moment when...
and you find out from sort of members of your family who aren't very good at storytelling. I mean, I'm not great at storytelling, but when you say, "Oh no, you're very kind," but I will not stand for heckling. But yeah, say I was told by my mum. I found out recently that my grandmother died when a tin of Tarantella tomatoes fell on her head from a high shelf.
How high was the shelf?
Was it a big tin?
I don't know how fragile was her skull. There's so many variables. We can't pin it down.
Did she die instantly? Or
She's not a newborn baby with like a soft patch, you see.
Did she die instantly, or was it like that kid off Shortcuts who got hit by a car? Which he didn't die instantly. He just died over the course of the film. It was a really weird payoff. I didn't like it.
It wasn't a payoff when
It's a payoff. Every time a child dies, it's a payoff.
Good film.
The second part of your sentence sounded like you were arguing with somebody who wasn't there. Like, he didn't die instantly.
Well, no, I just got a bad memory for films. I watched that film like 20 years ago. It might not even be Shortcuts.
To be honest, though, like loads of people died in bad ways or boring ways back in the day because they just didn't have medical care. It's like, oh, yeah, you're a bit nicked, aren't you? You're going to bleed to death now.
Or strong
That's
shells
you.
for their tomatoes.
Yeah.
It could have been a really big tin of
That's what I was
tomatoes.
thinking, like the
back during the
industrial-
war, they kept them in giant
Yeah.
kegs.
Or
a keg.
And high shelves, yeah, the high shelves
And
were
shelves
very,
were
very high as well
15
because
feet tall.
you had ladders to get to them.
Or like during the war, a town would import a one giant tin from Italy.
And then
they'd
winch it
all
up onto,
share
put it on top of a pillar in
Yeah.
the town square.
Yeah.
And your idiot great grandmother was shaking the pillow like a fucking moron.
I want tomatoes! She had it coming.
Well, asking my family more details on this came up fruitless.
We don't have to talk about
Fruitless inquiry.
We don't talk about the plum tomatoes incident.
I literally just thought of that.
That's great.
I got exactly the response I required. So I was just, I thought I'd script how I think it might happen. I'm going to be my great grandmother, and you can be my great grandfather. Do you know what I fancy?
It's your wig.
This isn't this part of the feature.
All right.
It's two-part
Spoilers,
feature.
mate.
What do you fancy, our Hilda?
Have we got any of those tomatoes I like in?
What tomatoes are they, then?
Them tarantula ones with the sauce.
I ate the last tin while you were out.
Oh, I'm sure we've got some left.
No, I definitely had the last tin last week. I had it with an egg.
Well, that's as may be. I'm sure we've got a tin in.
Well, you can look if you like, but I'm telling you I ate the last tin with an egg. I remember it distinctly because the egg was poached, and that's not my usual way of having an egg. And I know it was a Friday because we'd got an extra bottle of milk. And I remember that because I spent a good hour in the bay window holding the 2 pint bottles to my chest and winking at young mothers.
Is this like 1920s Pussy Pals?
Well, okay. I heard what you say. I'm just looking in the larder now, though.
Well, I wish you the best of luck, but you're engaging in a wild goose chase, and I'll have no part in it.
I think I can see one.
I admire optimism, Hilda. I really do. But I'll hear no more on the subject.
It's just out of reach, though. Can you come in and help me?
I've made my position on this extremely clear, Hilda. I will share in and relish every aspect of our life together, except for this obsessive tomato hunt. No good can come of this.
I'm making a small pile of roller skates to stand on, so I can try and knock it down with a broom handle.
Harumph. How do you say harumph?
I think you did it pretty well.
That didn't work. So I've oiled up my torso and I've built a petrol-powered flying machine.
Harumph.
No, that didn't work either. So I'm going to let this radioactive miner bird bite me and develop uncanny powers.
I've warned you, Hilda. This godless tomato quest will end in tears before whatever TV programs are on in this fucking decade.
It's working. Wait. Oh no. The tin of tomatoes is falling off the shelf and towards my face.
This is precisely the kind of incident I was predicting.
This is no time for I told you so's, Arthur. It's gaining ground on my comparatively motionless face rapidly.
This is precisely the time for I told you so's. Immediately after being proven right is when you say I told you so.
Oh, Arthur. It followed a really unusual trajectory and it went right up my fanny. Lethally so, I shouldn't wonder.
Hilda, before you die, there's something I need to tell you.
Oh, what is it, Arthur?
I'm going to tell everyone it hit you on the head. If that's cool with you. It would make for a marginally more dignified funeral.
Oh, I understand. I'm actually dying now, Arthur.
That does mean that I'm going to have to smash you on the head with a tin, though.
Oh, that's fine, but I'd like you to wait until I die before you do that.
I'm afraid you don't always get what you want.
That's how
brilliant.
Wow.
That was a very gentle old person comedy script.
That's funny because a woman died.
A woman, yeah.
But it was
One
long
of my
ago,
relatives.
so it's
Stop pretending
fine.
like you've got more invested in this than me. Jesus Christ, stop telling to be sad about my own grand's death. So yeah, but anyway, it put me on to thinking, what if I channeled God or a priest or Terry Wogan or made some link to hell and found out how your fucking great-grandparents died?
Well, my great-grandparents aren't in hell, I don't think.
They're not in hell.
All right,
You can
Charlie
speak-
Big Potatoes.
You can speak from beyond the grave wherever you are.
Yeah, you just said hell, and I kind of took a bit of offense to that. That's what I'm saying.
Your grandparents
I?
are definitely in hell.
I don't remember it.
What kind of fucked up ancestors would spawn you?
Actually,
Morlocks.
Actually, they weren't related to me by blood, so... Oh, where are you going to go? Where are you going to go, Mr. Priest?
They're not your grandparents, then, are they?
Shaking your cross. All right, you've won that one, man. Yeah, I'm done.
Anyway, I didn't think of a ritual we needed to perform.
All right.
So what I'm going to do is the ritual is it was going to be playing the underground theme from Mario, and then me putting on a wig and saying, rolling my eyes back in my head and saying, "Oh, I'm one of your grands now." So let's just pretend all that happened. And now I'm Steve's great grandmother.
Ah.
How did you die? Someone asked me how I died.
How'd you die?
Thank you very much for asking. It's the story I've come prepared to tell you tonight. Steve, you had just been born, and I really wanted to see your lovely face all wrapped up in swaddling and shit. But when I got to the hospital, they wouldn't let me into that room where the woman lies down with her legs in the air like a bloody prostitute. They told me I couldn't see you, Steve. I don't understand, I screamed. Why can't I see him? Is it an invisible baby? In an attempt to help, I started slinging skin-coloured paint everywhere so that your location would be more easily revealed. Eventually, they brought you out of the room, so I'm not sure what all invisible shit was about. And the moment I saw you, I had a vivid flash forward of smoking wastelands. I smelt roasting human flesh, and I saw you smiling in front of a mushroom cloud. Then, I slipped on a bit of wet paint and landed face first on a tray of scalpels. It has always been my firm belief that this happened because you willed it. Anyway, hope you're well. Do you know Netflix is different in heaven? They've got a series called Hot Dog and Jambo. What the fuck is that about? Anyway, gotta go. Love you. Bye.
She sounds lovely.
She's a very forgiving woman, considers that she's whatever generations apart in Antichrist. Anyway, Gav, what about your nan?
How did she die, Log?
Well, let's find out. With a ritual and the Merry Underworld music put on in post. And a wig.
Hi, Nan.
Hello, Gavin. It's your nan. And yes, from heaven, and this was a very popular hairstyle back in the day. Actually, I've got nothing particularly odd to report. I know you're a sensitive boy and easily upset, and I don't want to go into the full details about my excruciating death.
Thanks, Nan.
Oh, go on then. Basically, you know how in Scooby-Doo they get chased by a mummy, but the mummy's bandage gets snagged on a hook and he unravels? Mm-hmm. Well, it was a bit like that with me, only instead of bandages, it was me guts. Oh. It's funny, because the mummy just kind of disappears in Scooby-Doo, doesn't he? And you're left wondering about the precise nature and source of his sentience. What animates a malevolent bandage? Well, I can tell you what animated me. I was trying to hold me fucking guts in. Oh, the smell of it, Gav. Massive palmfuls of fresh tripe spilling through me fingers. Dogs gathering around and a Larry Jack Russell running up for a fucking nibble. People tried to help, but it's very hard to trust a stranger with your guts, isn't it? I slapped a man away, lost my grip on my pancreas, and to be honest, that's when everything went black. Anyway, how's Tricks? They've just introduced the ability to post smells on Facebook in heaven, so basically everyone's posting farts. It's fucking balmy, man. Got to go. Ta-ta, Chuck.
I'm glad she seems to be having a nice time.
Matt, there's a ritual for you as well, and I think you need to start getting the file that I emailed you out.
Ah, yes, the file from heaven. I thought it was weird getting text from heaven. But,
yeah, well, in the meantime, I'm just very... It's exhausting, channeling grannies. No, he didn't have his file ready. It's fine.
Did anyone get any milk? Yeah. Oh, you did?
A little jug break.
Oh my God, there's milk appeared on the stage.
Who went and got
Miracle.
Well, then I'll
it's an
give you a badge.
Miracle.
I'm going to give one badge on the rest of them. I'm going to fucking burn because nobody brought milk here tonight. That's not enough milk.
Yes!
Thank you.
Everyone's going to burn. It wasn't people, it was badges. But, you know, I kind of get carried away with these things sometimes. Sorry, I had airplane mode on.
Yeah, that's easy done, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a problem with this.
Hey, get me the laptop. It's on that. You can read off that.
It'll come, it's fine. I'm trying to think of the underground music. Oh, do, isn't it? Yeah.
I looked at the laptop when you said get that, and I was like, I'm not fucking getting
No.
Because I was just getting, all I could have was the world map music from Super Mario 3 in my head, which is a lot chirpier.
Do you know this is an actual priest's shirt?
What did you? How did you get that from?
Whose?
I went to Westminster Abbey.
and stole it.
And
This is like a hitman thing, is it?
I asked them for a priest shirt. 16-inch neck. And he was like, okay. He was really grumpy. I reckon 90% of their sales are for costume parties. But they had like candles and shit. They were like a supply shop for Westminster Abbey.
This is a real story.
right.
It's a real story.
Oh, yeah.
So can you?
So
do you know
I
that
used
thing? Can
the-
you pull that out? Can you just flick it out like?
That's what it looks like.
Disrespectful!
Actual gas.
You're not a priest at all!
Oh man! Like, if I was a priest, I'd get like hundreds of them made, and
Can I
have
touch
my
the
email
fabric?
address on the back, and have them as like business cards. You could be like, you can keep this one. Right, I've got loads more.
I've never touched a priest's dog
Leather.
collar before. That's amazing.
I think, like,
Is it vicars or priest? I don't know. I
if
don't
you
care.
forget
It's priest.
what your sermon's supposed to be about, you could probably write it on the back and just go, whoa.
Oh, popped out. Oh, no.
Hey, stop being in my collar!
How did you not see that happening?
Anyway, time
I've got it, right.
Yeah, have you got your thing? Brilliant.
I've got a
Fucking
thing.
wet now.
Do I need the wig?
No.
Okay.
You don't need a wig because, strangely, I don't need to channel your great-grandmother for some
Because
reason.
she's here tonight.
Read a message from her.
All right, it's a message. I'm very proud of you, Matt.
Oh.
I enjoy your videos on YouTube, and not even a stupid made-up version of YouTube that they have in heaven. Because I'm not in heaven, Matt. I'm here on Earth.
Oh.
I'm sorry if I neglected you, but I've been working hard to make sure that every human being experiences a moment of real kindness. I'm basically the nicest person in the world, and I've come back to give you the greatest gift of all.
That's what your great-grand would have said if she hadn't been killed by a hit-and-run drunk driver on the way here tonight. Sir! Oh, never mind. That is
You got me.
punchline.
Jokes on you.
And I guess the greatest gift of all must have been taken by the drink driver.
Fucking hell, Rob.
Fair play to him. You get what you take out of this life.
I wonder what it was. What is the greatest gift of all? A new iPad?
Yeah.
I went to an Airbnb with a bunch of friends. We had loads of food, and we didn't eat all the food. And they gave me a box of 12 eggs to bring home.
That's a pretty good gift.
That's
Yeah.
the greatest gift.
I
of
like
all.
eggs.
Now
So-
I've got 10 eggs left.
I've got too many eggs. Yeah,
Or
that's right.
did they break en route?
Oh no, I just carried them with me under my arm.
But like he's inquiring us
For
to the
3
maths.
hours on the train.
Like a briefcase.
But yeah, eggs. Continue.
Do you want a jingle for the last one? Should I just get on
Yeah,
there?
jingles aren't going so well on this one, are they?
What the podcast needs now is some fucking new jingles. That's the only thing that we've frankly too little of.
Nice.
Very good.
That's good.
You didn't
We'll
say
use
regular
that.
features once in that.
Regular features.
There you go. Now I'm on board.
I had like a feature to do tonight for all of you, which was a good one. But I will do it on the next live one. But I didn't get to finish it because I was in a car accident on the weekend.
Thanks, guys, for coming. That's all
cheers.
from us.
No, no.
Bye-bye.
Hang on a minute. Do you run on my fucking nan?
Hey, they've all tied together. This is
It's the long con.
This is the most coherent thing I've ever heard.
But yeah, no, I was in a car accident. But I wrote it down. There are some funny things that happened, but I don't think it's funny enough to just say it. But from a work video shoot, I had loads of really spicy Scotch bonnet peppers left over. So I thought I would eat one on stage and then try and tell you the story about when I got hit by a car. When I didn't hit anyone.
When you hit someone with a car.
He's just in.
Replace content with style. I love it. Oh my God, he's eating it.
I've been looking forward to this. Sort of.
So. Oh, that's a mistake. Yeah, instantly.
Yeah.
You got a whole cup to go through.
Well, so I was going to Cheltenham with my girlfriend to get a tattoo, and and we were driving, down the road, and I saw a moped coming towards us, and I thought, "There's no way she hasn't seen said moped." How you feeling?
I didn't put the whole thing in my mouth. It's quite hot.
This one's not actually as hot as I thought. I'm going to put the other one out. So I thought, there's no way she hasn't seen this guy on a moped coming towards me.
It's a builder. Oh, I've got the hiccups now. Fuck this.
And the next thing I know, she was like, "Oh, I'm turning right." The next thing I know, fuck, she's ploughed straight into a 61-year-old man called Leon on his moped.
Shit. That really happened.
That really happened, yeah. So it was really bad. I'm all right in a crisis. So I jumped out, made sure he was okay, put the dude into the recovery position, is it worse for you than it is for me? So I got out, the car was all smashed up, his moped was all smashed up. He's a really old guy who was almost dead.
That's my response.
And I called an ambulance, put him into a recovery position. While waiting for the ambulance, all manner of mental start showing up in Cheltenham. This one woman, old woman, oh, fuck.
No.
Got out of her car and shouted, "I'm a first aider!" And I was like, okay, that's fine. And she was like, "Don't move him." I was like,
Good for you.
So I was,
Fuck off.
I was like, I'm not going to move him. So I was like, oh, we were going to take his helmet off, but don't take his helmet off. I was like,
No, you never take the helmet
and I
off.
was like, look, as I was saying,
Standing holding his skull together.
I was like, as I was saying, as I said, we weren't going to take his helmet off. That's absolutely fine. So I was like, trying to busy myself making this fucking up.
Could you not have just told this story without eating peppers?
It doesn't seem to be making a big difference apart from you occasionally go, fuck it out.
I thought it was...
It went up my nose. I hate the fact you're
I didn't think it'd be that interesting, but this is brilliant. So I'm trying to make the situation okay for my girlfriend, and another woman pulls up and goes, "Do you need a hug?" Our girlfriend goes, "Oh, I've got my boyfriend here, it's fine." She grabbed her anyway, starts hugging her, then whispers in her ear, "My son died in a car accident."
What?
He had a moped. And I was like, "Don't tell her that. She just hit someone with a moped." He goes, he didn't die on the moped. He just had a moped. He died in a car. And she said all this to her. And I was like,
here's a good tip. Blame your boyfriend. Say he was driving. Bye.
He just retreats backwards into a hedge.
Just sliding away.
and then she said, and then as the ambulance arrived, the woman was like, "Oh, I'll go now, but I just wanted to let you know, Talissa, you'll never forget this. This will always be on your mind. When you close your eyes, you'll still be remembering this."
Really?
I absolutely, she said all this. Asked Talissa, she was like, "You'll never forget this ever in your life. Like, I think about my son all the time. I think about his
It's
eyes."
your fucking son.
She was like, "You will never forget this day. Even when you think you've forgotten it, it definitely won't be forgotten."
Oh, it's like playing the game, isn't it?
I was like,
you just lost the game. You thought that dead man.
You're going to wake up screaming at night, Talisa, thinking of the man's head smashing against your bonnet. Talisa, this is trauma. You're never going to live it down. Bye.
He's probably dead, like my son.
We've got to go. Bye.
But that's what she was like. But
She was unhelpful. Was she the first aider?
No, she wasn't. She was another woman who actually looked loads like the first aider. Lots of people in Cheltenham look the same. But yeah, it was a pretty awful day, and that's why I don't have a feature for you this evening.
I feel uncomfortable saying this after you just talked about something genuinely bit
I'm just going to drink my
harrowing.
milk.
But that was so disappointing. I wanted you on the floor writhing, going, "Ah!" And you just.
How the fuck did I get that?
guy.
I know, he only had a little bit of it. Only had a
the
nub.
hiccups.
A nub.
I'm having another bit.
Go on,
No, I'm not.
No, go on.
I do. It is really tasty.
Eat a whole one.
Fuck you.
That's the correct answer.
Would anyone here like to eat a pet cafe?
Yeah.
Just something, yeah. I'll give you a badge later. If you do it right now, I'll give you a badge on stage.
You get to sit in Matt's chair for
Patties.
the last minute of the podcast.
I'm fine with that.
I say that's all I got.
I think that's you must have built up a tolerance, you man.
Well, this is turning into just.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I
conversation,
thought it would have been worse than
The
that.
man's okay.
Yeah, Leon's fine.
Yeah, we should.
I like you're on first name terms with him because you hit him with a car.
Yeah, it bonds you
makes that.
instantly.
Yeah,
The-
Leon.
the best thing that he said to me was, he goes, "Did you not see me?" And like my actual response was, "No, of course we didn't." I was like, "What? Yeah, we saw you. We thought, fuck it,
we
he's
saw
going."
you.
No, you stupid fucking idiot, Leon.
You thought-
He's had enough.
What do you say for insurance purposes? Yes, we saw you, but you just pulled out in front of me. There's no way I could have stopped in time.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I didn't do that. But also, the first aider was making a massive meal of it. And she kept saying, "Stay with us." He's like, "I'm fine.
Stay with us.
Yeah, my eyes.
Don't go into the light, Leon.
But as soon as she turned up and started shouting, "Stay with us," was when he started going, "Oh, I'm fading," and
I'm fading.
you got to swill around your mouth.
No, fuck that. It's all.
Leon sounds a bit like a fucking drama queen, to be honest.
That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
fading.
I think we could
What's that?
Well, that's what happened. Like afterwards, the police were like, "Oh, don't worry about him saying he was fading. I think he was making that all up. And the police guy said that. I was like, why do you think that? He said, I think he just got a bit excited because the first aider was here. And I was like, secretly, that's what I thought as well. And the police officer was like stony faced and was like, you can't put that in. You can't put I said that in your report. And I was like,
You said that in your podcast.
Yeah, please don't say that on your podcast.
The police officer said that he kind of thought he was just hamming it up a bit, really. Yeah, Your Honour.
I think you should have hit him a bit harder. Finish the job.
we hit him pretty fucking hard. He goes,
This is evidence.
when he was lying on the floor, he goes, oh, I've only just had it MOT'd as well. And I thought, that's not relevant.
That's not what's going on.
It's not relevant at all. We weren't on the lookout for newly MOT'd mopeds, you fucking idiot. But he's fine, so it's okay to say all this stuff. So.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, it's over, is it?
I thought you were going to handle that way better than I did.
I guess you had the protection of God when you were eating out, whereas Log's just out of the jurisdiction now.
You better get used to that. Hell mouth.
It's like the air is on fire in hell.
Yeah.
So like
breathing,
that's like
that.
Chili's constantly.
Well, I'm not having an unpleasant time, so I'm. What are you going to eat in fucking heaven? Marshmallows and shit. Fuck off.
Yes,
Is it over?
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's over.
Thank you very much for coming.
See you
Please come to
downstairs.
the next one.